All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based on the information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expressions or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You.
All opinions expressed by the program participants are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Upscale Love for You. The program participants' opinions are based upon information that they consider from their own knowledge. No expression or accuracy is related to Upscale Love for You. Hey, we want to welcome everybody to the show on this Thursday night. I am your co-host, yours truly, the one, the only, Little Bo Pete. Hey, we're gonna smoke up some ish tonight. We got a hot subject at hand. I'm gonna kick it to you, but I want to introduce the other co-host on here, the fabulous one. This is her show. She's running a little behind tonight, but she'll be on. Trust and believe. She's coming on through. So with that, I'm gonna go to my guy DFG, and then Social Media Diva is gonna come in. We're missing a few co-hosts tonight. Lady T, she's under the weather, but I send my prayers and my love to you, Lady T. Hope you're well sooner than later. So next week you can join back in for these hot topics. DFG, let's get it. Let's get it. DFG, Social Media, DB, and Lights, Camera, Action. Let's go.
Good evening, all. This is Dr. Feelgood, the man with the golden voice, the lady's choice, and of course, smooth as a Rolls Royce. Coming in live from the 571, where I get things done and I'm having fun. Let's make this thing live and keep it a buck. So don't you go to sleep, and if you get sexy, try not to. You know what I'm talking about. Now I'm passing it over to the Social Media Diva, who will leave you a believer.
Okay. It was the opening for me. Good evening, everybody. I am Social Media Diva. I'm one of the period girls. I bring all the hot topics, the announcements, what's going on in the group. Anything you need to know, just let me know, because I got everything on lock.
Yeah.
Toss it back over to you.
Is DB on?
DB is not on at this time. You want me to start us off?
Okay. So tonight, yeah, we could do that, DFG. So tonight we're going to be talking about why are men and women exploring other cultures for relationships. So before I go to my guy DFG, I had some fun facts, some interesting facts that I looked up about this topics. It can be a very wide range of topics. So however you choose to attack it, you know, it's on you. I got my way to go. But Honolulu is the highest intermarried newlyweds, coming in at 42%. In 1967, that was when marriages became legal, that a Black man and mixed race could marry legally, because it was against the law for people to be wed that were not of the same race, let alone the same culture. But intermarriages have a higher rate of divorces, particularly in the 80s. So that's a long ways, but that just kind of goes to show, you know, how people may feel a way. You never know what reason caused people to get divorced, to get back to that courthouse, you know, to get, like Usher said, to get them papers signed. So public approval rose from 5% in 1950 to 94% in 2021. So you can kind of see how times have changed, that it's more acceptable to marry outside of your race, opposed to the 1950s when race wars were really going crazy. So I got some more facts, but we're gonna get this thing going with my man DFG, and then I'm gonna come in after DFG, and we're gonna kick it up a few notches. Let's go, DFG.
For educational and entertainment purposes only.
Yes,
What the case that my bro Bo Pete was talking about was Loving versus Virginia. I happen to be in North Virginia right now. The case involved a Black woman named Mildred Loving and her husband, a white husband. They got married in D.C., which was legal, which interracial marriage was legal. Then they moved to Virginia. Um, they 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 were under attack for being arrested, and they went to court. They got arrested, and they were going to keep her in jail but let him go with a $500 fine. They appealed it all the way to the Supreme Court, and in 1967, they had a favorable outcome. Now, interracial marriages was not illegal per se in the country. It wasn't against the law in the country. However, it depending on where you were in Jim Crow and some not Jim Crow states. Just don't think Jim Crow happened in the South. Jim Crow happened in other states too. It just wasn't codified. So during World War One, the 369th Infantry Regiment went to France. Some of them brought back French wives. They were received not well in New York City because that's where they were from, the Harlem Hellfighters. World War II, men came back. There were race wars over in Europe because the European women liked the Black guys, but the white guys didn't want anything to happen. Some had German wives.
We love them with DFG. I understand why.
And over there, and during in Korea, after the Korean War and the occupation of Korea, a lot of Black men brought back Japanese and Korean wives. So it's not that it wasn't, but you just couldn't live in certain parts of the country. Once two things happened, you had the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You had a couple of other acts, and they opened up the import of people from Asia. They dropped the Chinese Exclusion Act in 1965, going with the Voting Rights Act. So a lot of those things brought about a boom of interracial relationships. But our parents it still wasn't popular amongst our parents, and it became less of an oddity as time went on. Now, like Bo Peep was saying, things are more. It's more normalized as are same-sex marriages. So we've progressed from basically black and white to shades of gray when it comes to marriage. Now, as far as the Black community, Black men are married to Black women 85%. So out of all the Black men, 85% are married to a Black woman. Black women that are married, 93% are married to a Black man. So intra-racial is always going to be higher than anything else. Now, unfortunately,
let me jump in there with you on that one right there, DFG, because you touched on something when you put those numbers out there. And per the U.S. Census Bureau, a Black husband with a white wife is 390,000 Black men with white wives, and is 4,072,000 Black husbands married to Black women. So with those numbers, it's like we're keeping it in-house. We're keeping it in-house. But hold on, I forgot. I want to apologize to the guests because I don't think I welcomed you all to the show. So thank you all for joining us for Upscale Love for You, Tantalizing Talk. We appreciate you for taking time out your day. We don't take it for granted. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with the Upscale Love for You crew. So yeah, back to the topic at hand. So again, black husbands, white wives, 390,000. Black men, Black women, 4,072,000. Asian men, 219,000 with the white wife, and only 9,000 with with a Black woman. Y'all Black women, y'all don't like them Asian men, huh? And then other is 488,000 other that are married to that have white wives, and 18,000 that's married to Black women. So it seems like even though the world may try to tear us apart, we holding on to each other. Back to you, DFG.
Thank you. Thank you, Bo Pete. Thank you for those numbers. Now you have to consider that I had a podcast earlier this week called "Is Black Love Dead?" The consensus was that Black love is not dead, but it's on life support.
It damn sure is. I
And
agree.
a lot of what it is that Black men and Black women are not seeing eye to eye. Black men see Black women as the stereotypical, loud, aggressive things that you usually don't see in others, but that's not totally the case. Black women see Black men as useless, baby making machines, that are criminals and drug smokers. That's not accurate. So we're shooting all these inconsistencies back and forth at each other to the fact, well, we don't want to, but it is, and this is my opinion, and y'all can hate me or not, is that Americans we've been doing things our way so long that we don't see the good in other Americans. You know,
why do you think that is, DFG? Why do you think that we don't see the good in one another?
The advent of social media, the misinformation, that's called news, and a lot of sensationalism. Good news does not sell, people. Good news does not sell. So if I was to tell you that Black women were the most enrolled in school in higher education, Black women would say, yeah, and the Black guys would say, well, what does that mean? If I said Black men are most out of all the demographics of men, Black men are most likely to be involved in their children's lives, guys would be like, we told you so. And women is like, nah, that ain't true. But both of those things are facts. They're facts.
So how do you feel with social media? With social media, you hit on a good point when you said about the news, because I look at Club Shay Shay, shout out to Uncle Shannon. Ever since Cat went on the show, Cat put a lot of drama out there, right? And his views went up like crazy. So when Terry Crews came on, they saying, oh, he's lame, he's not funny. They had a lot of negative, he got a lot of negative comments about his interview, as well as the comedian Rail. And it seems like if it's not about drama, then it's not good. So you making some,
and let me add on to that, Bo Pete. I'm gonna give you an example. The WNBA, Women's Basketball League, women won hold on. Women
DFG is paused. I'm gonna just jump in and say good evening.
No, I got it. I just had to.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
We're gonna let him pause too long.
Don't pause too long, because Dr. Fabulous is jumped in.
I got it, Doc. I got it. Let me finish.
All right.
A league for women with the majority of women, and it is not enjoyed by women. There's women doing sports, doing great things in the WNBA, and women don't watch it. You know what women rather watch? The housewives shows. Because why? Drama. So saying that, we're not too far off the topic. I'm trying to give everybody context into what's going on. Social media gives a false image of both men and women that we perpetuate, because what are the younger women say? Not women in this room per se, but younger women 25 and under. They want Birkin bags. They want a baller. They want, somebody who's driving. If you're driving a Nissan Altima, they're gonna call you a CNA, because that's the official car of CNAs. If you a guy,
hold on, DMG, hold on. Wait a minute. You shooting tonight, right? But what you're saying is so true, and that's in our culture. And I think
Yes.
Jay
The hood has
say screaming. Look, it's so true in our culture that we're judged by what we have. And I think that's a part of the reason why, you know, men and women are exploring outside of the culture. I don't even want to just, you know, define it racially, but as a black, as a black man, you're only as good as what you can provide. That's
meant right. It's not a racial component, it's a man component, because women are being socialized to say, I don't need a man. A man can't do nothing for me. If he ain't, if you know, this was 40 years ago. If y'all don't remember, ain't nothing going on but the what?
Rent.
And you got to have a what?
Job.
A J-O-B, if you want to be with me.
Yes.
So no romance without finance.
My dad used to say that all the time. No,
so,
that's old school.
But
no romance without finance.
But you know, as much as we guys was like, man, that sucks. There was facts behind that. As a man, we're supposed to provide. And our provision is part of our protection.
So
but they're talking about 50-50. There's no such thing as 50-50. There's an equitable distribution of responsibilities. If I'm with a woman, say I'm with
hold on, DFG. Solana say, dude, a hug don't pay no bills.
You're right. A hug don't pay no bills. Love don't pay the rent. But what I'm saying, if I was like, say I was with Social Media Diva, and we together, and I say, okay, I got the rent, I got the car notes, I got the insurance,
the large
cable,
deals.
you get the cable, and you get the electricity,
yeah,
and the food, right? That's not 50-50.
No,
that's not 50-50, but it's an equitable distribution of responsibilities. So it's not a man's carrying the whole load and the woman's doing all that stuff, because I'm expected to wash dishes. I'm expected to sweep the floor. I'm expected to cut the grass,
right,
or get the grass cut.
Right.
I'm expected to do things. I'm not just coming working 18 hours, coming in and sitting around and do nothing. That's not equitable.
So hold on. Pause for me for a second, DFG. I want to call on some of these ladies, man, and let them jump on some of those things that you've spoken on, man, because you dropped some facts of things that we deal with in 2024. The 50-50 thing, you know, I'm not a 50-50 type of guy. 50-50, that's a roommate, as the fabulous one would say. That's a roommate. And if I'm gonna take on a roommate, my roommate shouldn't be my wife. So I'm like you, DFG, when you said, you know, taking the bigger bill. She may take care of, you know, the electric bill or the cable bill or something like that. But as a man, I saw my father take care of us, and my mother didn't. She didn't work. I mean, when she wanted to work, she worked, but you know, that was just her choice. It wasn't that she had to, but times have changed. Living here in Atlanta, like Atlanta is one of the most expensive places to live at now. 2006, I had a 1-bedroom apartment for $600. You can't find a apartment for $600. And I mean, you might go to, if you do, but you're gonna be in a boarding house or something like that. You're not gonna have I don't think it's a 1-bedroom in Atlanta that's $600. But I think financials is one reason why women are going over to across cultures. A lot of women are making more money than men. So they've been conditioned that, hey, if you could take care of yourself, you don't need a man. So they became Miss Independent. I can do it. I got it. I don't need a man. Some women do it because they have to do it. It's not necessarily that they that they want to do it. They don't want to have to take care of everything. They don't want to have to pay all of their bills, come home, cook, clean, take care of the kids. It's just the life that they've been given right now because they have yet to find or be found, because a woman is supposed to be found. And I'm a Christian man, so I stick to my morals. He that finds a wife find a good thing and obtain favor of God. Say you should be a Solana D. Solana D, I want to talk to you, Solana D. You want to come on? She said you should be a team in your relationship. Or what did her message go? You should be a team in your relationship and have discussions on finance before marriage. You may not be compatible in terms of financial expectations. Selena, are you willing to talk out loud?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Come on,
can you hear me?
talk to us.
Okay.
We hear you well.
Before marriage, you don't wait until you get married to discuss finances, because that woman or man may expect the other to carry the load. Like some women say that men should take care of me and that my money is my money.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a team player because I feel like you should have discussion like who's going to pay the rent or the mortgage,
Right.
who's going to pay utilities, and what the expectations are, rather than waiting until you get married and then it's a big mess.
So with that, are you willing to explore a relationship outside of your race, your culture?
For me personally, it's a no, because I was in a relationship with a guy outside of my culture. It was a Caucasian, and it just, I just haven't found anybody outside of my race, and I just have a preference for Black men.
Hey.
But those that do, I mean, it's their thing, but it's just not my thing.
Right. To each his own. But I'm gonna say something, and if there's other ethnicities on here, I apologize in advance.
Fine, boss man.
If you're offended, I love me a Black woman. Ain't nothing like a good smelling Black woman with some pretty hair, with some natural hair. Nothing make me feel better than a Black woman, right? It's the connection. It's the connection that we have, the foundation, the understanding that we have coming from similar struggles. Because just as I would have struggles as an African American man, then she would have struggles, those same struggles, just from being an African American woman, being a minority in the workplaces, having to worry about how she may wear her hair. That ain't a word for me. I don't have none, but once upon a time I did, but that's another story for another show. But I tried to date outside of my culture when I was like 19 years old, and I tried it. And she was a pretty Caucasian girl, but to me, she smelled like skim, milk, and cheeses. I didn't like that. I tried it twice, and they smelled the same. Two different.
Brother man.
Who that?
That's true. That's true.
Who that talking?
His
This is
name
Durante.
is-
Dante, welcome to the show, brother.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir, brother.
Hey, you know what? You want to join in? You feel free to join in, my man. Johnson, have you ever explored dating outside of your race?
Yes, I have.
Okay, how does it work out for you, and why did you choose to date outside of your race?
I don't know. That's a good question, boss.
Please.
I don't know. That's a good question.
I try to keep some good questions for you. Upscale, you. Okay. Well, how did it work out for you with the young lady or young ladies that you may have dated outside of your culture?
I mean, I was with a white girl, and
Okay.
I mean, it was good. And I feel like maybe like between 3 to 4 months later, like she showed me her true colors. She was like, being very disrespectful to me. It was just so much. I said, she had a daughter. So, of course, her daughter, I love the little girl, as she's my own child. And I just felt like if her daughter did something, I was like, hey, man, I was like, hey, hey, little girl, be good, stuff like that. Tell her
Right.
like, be good. And I feel like when that happened, she basically like got mad. MFing, this ain't your MFing child. You got me effed up. Yeah. So after that, I was like, that was it. It's time to go.
So did she ever call you outside your name? Did she ever call you that word?
No, sir. No, sir. I won't allow that. No, sir.
But hey, listen. But the things that you said, DFG says that was a single mother's issue. I've experienced those same sentiments with a black woman though. Like,
Okay.
I was dealing with a woman heavily, and she had two hard-head ass children. I ain't gonna say children. One of them boy was the problem child. The little boy that they had the movie about, he was him. And
oh God.
When she told me that I just can't discipline my child, when she told me that, that was the day it was over with. I was done with her, because every time I said something to the child, it was an issue between the two of us, and she never addressed the issue that I brought up to her. But
Absolutely.
I've dealt with that with another woman that had kids. I dealt with that several times. Even when I was married, she didn't really want me to say anything to the kids, but it still ain't pushed me outside of those black walls. You know what I'm saying? It's it's something about it's just something about the connection for me that I have with my black queens that I don't think I'll ever feel or have with anybody else. Social media diva. Hey, I
Oh no,
appreciate you saying
sir.
that.
Oh no, sir. My hand been up
Oh,
about
I
five,
didn't
10
see you.
minutes. I
I
know
didn't see
y'all
you,
missed me
doctor.
because I didn't come on live and in the beginning. It's like Adam and Eve in the beginning, God created, but nevertheless,
Come on in. Come. Hey,
I
let me
am.
welcome. This is the fabulous one. She's
Yes.
running a little behind today, but this is our main host,
Okay. I'm the
Doctor.
host. As they say, I'm large and in charge now. Let
The
me stop.
one. The
Okay.
one.
So listen, dating out of the race. Now, my dad was like the second Malcolm X. I never forget. And I'll be turning 60, y'all, on my birthday. So, that was back then. Graduated from high school in 1982. But in like
82.
1982. And in 1980, y'all know I wanted to bring me a Chico DeBarge home with me. And my dad said, listen, baby girl, if he don't have no pick in his back pocket, let him keep on kicking. He was that true person that just didn't believe that it would work dating someone else, because he would always say in the back of their mind, when they get mad with you, they calling you that old N word. And he was so serious about it. And I think that tarnished my insight about ever crossing over. God knows I've had a couple of dinners with some Julios, but I never let it go to the next level, because in my subconscious mind, I'm still thinking, oh, my daddy gonna be pushing up daisies if I get deep in this relationship. So I looked at some, like you all said, the statistics about dating out of your race, and they say that when a couple that stays together or date in a different culture and they stay together, they have a love that's like a magnet, because they've gone through so many struggles to get to where they are. So you said that meeting or dating a young lady, a Caucasian, smelled like skin, milk, and cheese. I
Cheez-Its.
can't
Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its.
I can't get down with that scenario, but I do know when their hair get wet, it's a little different for me to inhale that scent. So I can understand. I'm not going to say it was like milk, cheese, and skin, but it's something about it. And I listen, I just feel that everybody love who they love, but I always say it's a website out there say marry a rich man, and over in Dubai, I say I'm going to Dubai because I'm gonna get me one of them Arabics. Baby, they don't even look at you if you're not from their culture. So I'm gonna put my hand down and let them cover carry on.
But they
Okay.
love, but Doc, they love black. Listen, black women are loved around the world. I mean, that's
No,
why
the African men like black women, not
it's
in Dubai, baby. They
they
want
love
you
they
in
love
their
them.
same
They may
culture.
not
I don't know
publicly
who they
they may
loving,
not
but I'm
publicly
telling you.
confess it. They may not publicly be able to confess it. But listen, they love black women. I know black women that go there for them, that get flown out, that go there because they love a black woman. But they just
Well, I know
not
they're
going.
not doing it in public. They
I'm
will
saying they
be
got it don't matter
beheaded.
about whether it's public or not. It is what it is. They love black women. I don't care where you go. Black from a black man, white man, Chinese man, a green man love a black woman. Black women pop. I don't care how much attitude they may have, how much mouth they may have, how much ish they talk on social media. Ain't nothing like a black woman. Those Arabic women ain't nothing got nothing on the black woman. That cornbread dressing thickness. It's just somebody like they say. They say
You know
20
we got
ounce.
somebody on here named Miss Cornbread Fed.
They got somebody named Cornbread Fed.
Miss Cornbread Fred.
Welcome to the show, Miss Cornbread Fed. Ain't
Well,
nothing like
thank
that.
you so much. Thank
They
you
say
so much.
you so welcome. They say they talk about 20 ounces. Me, I like me a 2-liter, doctor. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now go on and get what you want. Get what you
Social
want.
media diva, good hair, don't care. Come on in, you got your hand raised.
Social media diva. I was getting ready to say you looking a little fuzzy, like you a ghost there, girl.
Lord. Hey, can everybody see me?
We can see
We
you
can.
just fine. Good
Okay.
hair, don't care. You got them curls popping in the front, and you got your edges.
Gotta stay on
We
point.
use a whole bottle of jam, but it's okay.
Oh Lord. I wanted them El Chicos.
Dog, she
Yep.
swear she Hispanic, dog. I told you that. She swear she
Child,
Hispanic.
you know, I ain't even gonna make up.
Don't do it, dog. Don't
we
do
on
it.
public TV. I ain't even going.
She said,
I
yes, when
tell
their
you.
hair get wet, they smell like a wet dog. Some Destiny say, yes, when their hair get wet, they smell like a wet dog.
Oh, and
It's
that's a bad smell.
It's a distinctive smell. That's because they don't have that melanin. And it ain't shoe. It just is what it is. Like they got to have that melanin. It's something about that cocoa that God gave a black woman. Ain't nothing like it. But to something, hold on social media, to something you said, Doc. You said that when mixed race couples get it together, you know, it's a lovely thing, right? It's a lovely thing.
They say it's so strong, it's like a sure shot magnet.
Well, statistics says they have a higher rate of divorce.
That's what I said. When they get it together,
When they
and when they can fix, how to say, fix it through thick and thin, baby, they in. They in.
But I don't know if you was on when I read this statistic from the
I
US.
know about statistics, but I'm saying
no, I'm saying the
statistics
from the black men are married to only 390,000 white women, but black men are married to 4,072,000 black women. So when in essence, that's not even really 10% of that. So it's only a small group of black men that choose that. So some may say black men date white women because they can tell them what to do. That came up on the Monday night meeting in a sense about submission. A lot of people, go outside of their race because they do feel. I have a friend that's married to a white lady, and he said his experiences with black women was just so bad that his last one, he was like, that would be his last one, that he only dates white women, and he don't have to put up with the back and forth when he says something or he brings something to the table. And a lot of black women do talk a lot, they don't know when to stop. Some of them I've dealt with those kind, but those I'm not going to stereotype every black woman to say that's every black woman. Some women have been groomed differently than others. I don't want my wife or partner to be a mute. I want to know what she is thinking. I want to know what
speak your mind.
Feeling. But as Cat Girl, which is my grandmama, Cat Girl would say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Correct.
Some women have been groomed. You don't let a man do this to you. You don't let a man do that. And so they try to outman a man. And no man that I know is going to let a woman outman him. It ain't gonna happen. So with that, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna go to social media diva. Come on in, good hair, don't care.
Okay. So what I was gonna say, some people have preferences. Like I know me personally, I like brothers and I like Hispanics. So I like my El Chicos too. I think the only race I would probably never give a chance is white people. White people, Patels, never.
Why the Patel? Why not the gas station folk? Why you don't want
A lot of reasons.
talk to the gas station folk?
Definitely not.
What is it? So why would you be willing to? Why is your preference Chicos opposed to Patel? What is it about Chicos?
Now,
Well,
what is a potato?
A Patel.
Oh, I thought she said a potato. I was going to say, is that a new name for something?
You know, you'll create some stuff, Doc.
I will. Listen, I'm sitting here like, potato? Okay.
You will definitely create some stuff, but she said Patel.
Patels.
So what is it about the Chicos social media diva that you are putting them in your preference opposed to Patel?
My surroundings. I grew up in Miami. So that's all I seen growing up. So that's all I like.
So the culture.
It was the culture for me.
You feel that Chico's culture and the African American cultures are similar?
No.
Look, Bo P. You see my face?
Listen.
I wish her daddy was here. Look. This the daddy face, like.
Listen.
Real prune. I ain't gonna say a word. I don't know why
she be hating on you. Like I don't know why she be trying to
top off the haterade.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, Doc, don't do her. Don't do her like that.
Don't do it.
And Dream.
I saw Andreen head bop in and then bopped out. There she is.
Unmute yourself, Andreen.
Okay.
What's going on with you tonight?
I am well.
Hey, I want to talk to you, Andreen. You know,
wait. Before you talk to her, Andreen, is today your birthday?
Nope, mine is the 22nd.
Oh, 22nd, girl. You're a bad chick. You're bad. I knew it was something about you that I like. I knew it was something. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's get back on topic.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, you know, happy early birthday, Andreen.
It's my birthday all month.
All month, every day.
Me too.
Every day.
Every day.
Doctor ain't stopped posting yet about her. I'll be glad when March is over. You hear me? She been posting and talking about her birthday in my birthday month. And I ain't like that. She tried to take over my birthday month.
Right. Both the daughters came home today too. They come home for the early birthday.
So you know, right. you happy. You in your joy. You in your joyous place. So Andreen, you know, you come off to me as a pro-Black sister.
You're right about that.
And although I've never met you in person, you seem to carry yourself in a very high esteem. With that being said, are you willing to date outside of your culture?
The funny thing is, I've never done it. And it's probably because I'm such a pro-Black person that I just feel like, I don't know, outside of my culture, if they're still of color or the global majority, I'm going to be okay with it. But I don't see me doing another complexion. But I can definitely, I don't know, because culture is broad. So if it's I'm Jamaican per se, even though I grew up in America. So I have a mix of cultures. So I don't feel like there's an issue with dating outside of the culture. And even if I just feel like I just wouldn't vibe with someone of the other hue per se, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it's whatever you set your parameters and boundaries to be. I think it's just like about communication, like with everything else, and make sure you guys have similar expectations and similar ambitions.
So when you mentioned of a Jamaican background, I dated a Jamaican woman, and though we all Black, her family despised me. Not the ones that was here. we were cool, but like her sisters, her dad loved me. Her dad loved me because he was like, man, I ain't never seen my daughter so happy. I don't care where you from. Like you could be a Ninja Turtle. And if she happy, I'm happy for her. But her mom and her sisters despise my black ass. I give you a dollar, doctor. They did not want us together. And because of that, like, we had a good relationship when we kept them away. But when we tried to intermingle family for family, because of course, my family ain't gonna let nobody handle me any kind of way. So as soon as they feel like they trying my brother, they trying my, and it just became too much. So with you having that Jamaican heritage, you find with dating just a black man, he don't have to be Jamaican.
No, he doesn't. But I think it depends on your family. Like, I feel like I think that could have happened in a two American situation. Sometimes people can just be, I don't know. It could just be something, but I don't think that type of thing. I don't know if that's more of a cultural piece or more of a personality piece. That's why I don't necessarily think there's an issue with dating outside of your culture. Like, I was trying to figure out if the topic was more so going away from your culture so that you can maybe seek what you want, like the passport bros, or because at the end of the day, and even with that, I feel like no matter
even with that, you can speak from that from that perspective.
Like, remember, America is the dominant culture. So even wherever you go, whatever country you're going, they might present a certain way, but they also want a certain thing or have certain expectations. So I feel like you might have to be careful what you go seeking out. You might want to stick to the evil because you go over there and they might look like everything you want at first, and then you turn around, they really gonna tell you what they want and what they expect from their American partner that they have now feel like they've captured. So I just feel like it's all about communication, and I think there's no monolithic, like, all different cultures have different types of people, and they're going to have different attitudes, and that family dynamic is always going to be interesting. Like, I don't think I'm going to dislike my daughter's choices, but I always already say it, like, I don't think anyone's ever going to be good enough for my daughters. That's just it.
Well, that's just a mama, because when I was going into the Navy, my first thing with my mama they gave me that ship date. My mama told me, don't bring no guala grandchildren back over here because I don't want them. And I'm like, damn, I ain't even left yet. You telling me, you know what I'm saying? You trying to tell me, like, I might would have explored, the world then, going into the Navy, but I ended up not going. But for me, I still don't see myself. I may date outside the culture I have. I dated a girl from Trinidad. We had different spiritual beliefs. The girl from Jamaica, we shared the same spiritual beliefs, but it was that family dynamic I couldn't get with. So, that's just what it is sometimes. Being outside of the culture, like it's a wide range of topic. I grew up in the hood, and I grew up with a father. So I'm what one may consider a manly man, right? Like, I'm a manly man. Certain things just don't fly with me because I grew up father. So it may be different, going outside the culture, going out, even just something that can be relative as being raised differently, even inside your culture. I grew up going to church, but I've met women that don't go to church. I believe in prayer. You know what I'm saying? I believe in those things. Like, I still believe in chivalry. Certain things I believe in that some other men may not have been taught, right? So when a woman sees a man, a woman that was raised with her father, she has maybe have higher expectations than some that may have been raised by a woman. So we use the word culture, but it could just be your beliefs.
It is. I think it's broader than culture. I think it's in it. That's why communication is always a good piece, because at the end of the day, within the same culture, there's going to be all types of differences and variables. So I think you just have to, that's why I think it's good to kind of like like make sure, like kind of get to know the person, talk to them, get a feel for who they are and what they value, and then you can decide and make up your own mind. Because I feel like initially you don't really know someone anyway. And
Facts.
yeah, we're so layered. Like humans in general we're dynamic. So there's like all different types of pieces that make us who we are. So I think it's bigger than culture. And culture right now, remember, America has the dominant culture anyway. So no matter where you go, everybody knows America. Everything on TV they watch is America. So even though yes, they're their own culture, they have but look at their beliefs, look at their values. Like you said, you like to go to church. Do you want a woman that's going to go to church with you? Is that
Right.
like a must-have? Like, what are your must-haves? What are your like non-negotiables? And then go from there.
You used the word that we touched on that on the show, about those non-negotiables. And for me, if a woman don't go to church, that's definitely a non-negotiable for me, because I know the calling that's on my life, like in working in ministry in my church, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for me. So I'm glad you brought that word back up. And I thank you for your $2 worth of your $2 right there, Andrew. You're gonna get them $2 from me tonight. It's been a minute since I don't gave you $2, but I thank you for that right there.
And I think the church thing it's interesting, to be honest. I go to church, but I don't necessarily push. It's not like I don't. I'm more spiritual than I am religious. And what I fear is I'm afraid to necessarily invite you to my church, because then what if you like it? And then you're going to go to my church. And then what if I break up with you and I'm still going to have to see you in church? So that's my selfish nature. So that's my whole piece. But I feel like as long as they have some spiritual pieces.
And Dream, you touching bases on that, baby.
Hey, Dr. Fab said that.
You same church with you, and you done scoop booty on cross that person, and you have to see them on Sunday. But I haven't been to church. Ooh, now I ain't gonna say it, because I know the people that's watching that go to my church say, yeah,
don't say it, doctor. Don't say
your
it.
permanent seat gone, girl. I ain't been in a hot minute. But I'm going back.
Hey, Andreen, doctor told the story on here one day about she hung out with the man.
Yeah, we went to the movies, we went and ate dinner, but I wasn't feeling him like it's gonna go to the next level. I just thought he needed somebody to kick it with, and I ain't had nobody I was kicking it with. When I say kick it, I mean a free meal, a free movie.
See you, that man.
But child, now he got a little girlfriend. Oh, I better not say too much, because they'll know.
Don't say too much, Doc. Don't say too much.
I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna let that one roll on down my back.
You use that man, Andre.
I didn't use him because he knew from the get up it wasn't going nowhere.
Well, you should have went and ate with him.
Like on some level, that's the whole court procedure. I don't even consider that using. I consider that
we was just going out.
Yeah.
It sound good.
Okay, well, you say what you want, but I know what it was.
Look, Listen, we got
Tima, we got Jay, we got Kimmy, we got Pixel 5. Pixel 5, does your phone take pretty pictures? I just need to know, because
it might be a man.
I said,
Pixel. You're talking about pretty pictures.
Well, good pictures, because they was trying to sell me that phone at, what is that, Xfinity, and they was trying to sell me on how good the pictures were, and they got the name Pixel 5, so I believe that's the name of the phone that they was trying to get me to get. So by any chance, Pixel 5, can you hear me? Pixel 5 said they not talking.
Hey, it's all right. They ain't got to talk to us, Doc. I had one, and the pictures were so. It was all right. It wasn't all that.
It was okay, all right then.
No,
well, who I want to call on? I want to call on Kimmy. Can you hear me, Kimmy? I love your picture. Kimmy, I guess you're not talking.
Kimmy, you gonna talk to us, Kimmy? Type in the chat, yay or nay, or unmute yourself if it's a yes.
Well, Miss Cornbread Fed, she said something. So let's talk to Miss Cornbread Fed tonight. Miss Cornbread Fed, have you ever dated outside of your race? Oh, in the absence of Lady T said, if there is any men here from Spain, she's looking for them. Meet her in the 305. She wants some.
Whoa, wait
She
a
want one
minute.
from Spain.
I know Lady T ain't sent that message out.
Yes, she did. She told
Lady
me to tell everybody.
You are hell. You something else on wheels, on heels.
Yep.
I
Lady
don't
T
think
told me
Kimmy.
to calling all men from Spain. So
Cornbread. What's the
it's
name?
Miss Cornbread
Miss
Fed.
Miss Cornbread Fed.
Can you hear us?
Good evening.
Good evening. Where are you from, Miss Cornbread?
I'm from Georgia.
Georgia. Okay, all
Yep.
right.
Georgia. So I definitely only want to say I prefer a Black man, definitely over any other culture. I believe a Black man and a Black queen should be together.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
A king, a Black king and a Black queen ain't nothing. It even sound good to your soul when you say it one more time, Miss Cornbread.
A Black queen and a Black king is
God.
nothing better.
Oh, bless God.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
You hear how that rolled off, Doc?
I heard it.
Have you ever considered going outside of the culture of the African American man?
Are you talking to Miss Cornbread or are you talking to Dr. Fab?
Miss Cornbread, but then I want you to answer that too, Doc.
Dr. Fab, you can answer before me. I would love to hear your opinion.
Oh, now see, this is being pre-recorded. So
we listening, Doc. All ears on you.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one, y'all.
Doctor, we need to know. Have you ever considered, before the great Mr. Baker, right? Have you ever considered?
No. You would say after the Mr. Bacon, because it was none before him. But afterwards, see, I'm back single on the market now. And
It ain't.
No, I am. Don't put
It
me
ain't.
So listen, y'all. It just depends on how they would treat me. And I'll give a person a fair shot, but I have not come across any Julios, no Frenchies, none of those.
Not the Bulldog, not the Frenchies.
Yeah, Frenchies, man, Frenchies,
That's the
Hollywood.
Bulldog.
So
you ain't met, you just have yet to meet one.
I have yet to meet the class of individual that I'm looking for.
Well, hey, I understand that. So now with that being said, Miss Cornbread Dressing, what about your
cornbread fed, not dressing.
Miss Cornbread Fed, have you?
Dr. Fab, you corrected him before me because I was gonna get him.
My bad. I ain't mean no harm, sister. I ain't mean no harm. Have you
I must say, let me say this. I feel like I don't know if they know how to approach me. I don't feel like I've ever been approached by another culture or race because I don't feel like they would know how to approach me. I feel like I don't feel like I'm bad on the eyes. So I really feel like maybe they don't know how to pursue a Black queen. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a Black king knows what to do with his queen. So I really can't even say I would date outside of him because I don't feel like we have anything to talk about.
Gotcha. And listen, for your first time coming on and being willing to talk, I'm gonna give you $2. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Taylor, them last $2. I'm gonna give.
I need 5 on it.
I have to borrow some from Doc. Doc, just put the rest on that right there for me. Thank you so much for your 2.
5 on it. 5 on it, cornbread.
I got 5 on it. Got it. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
All right, y'all. I appreciate
it. Stay logged on. We got more. I'm finna call on somebody else, doctor. I'm finna pick somebody out the groups and then want to raise.
Anson got that profile picture up there with that M on it. I guess that M stand for Miami.
Twin, you on here? That's
I see
Michigan.
his picture.
That's Michigan. That's not Miami. That's Michigan.
How y'all doing? What's
No,
happening?
that's Miami.
That is not Miami M. That's Michigan.
That's Michigan.
Any M stand for Miami. As long
And
as you know how to spell.
don't. Twin, come on in, twin. Have you ever thought of exploring life outside of the culture, being that you down in the 305 and there's some Coke bottles, some 20 ounces and some 2 liters down now. Have you ever considered going outside of your culture to date?
I mean, considered, yeah. Everyone considers if they single, unless they just taking themselves off the market and they find that one particular person. That's irrational.
Well, I ain't considered it. I ain't considered it, twin. I mean, not in 20 years.
Well, I mean, to really answer your question, I haven't, even though it might have been considered once upon a time, but it all boils down to how does it make you feel? You know what I mean? How you with the person makes you feel. It doesn't matter what color they are, what culture they are. Like, it all boils down to when I'm with this person, do that person make me feel any kind of way being around them? And that's what I always found to be the case with dealing with someone that's not black.
So do you feel love is blind with that perspective that you took? Is love blind for you?
No, it's not blind. It's not blind for anyone because everyone has preferences.
Well, if you say if a person makes you feel a way about how they feel and how they treat you, then it's like, hey, it don't really matter. Like me, I only want black love. So I feel like black love just mesh. Black love, peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? You try to give me anything outside of that, it's like peanut butter and mayonnaise, and that just ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
But what you just described is a feeling. It's a feeling that you get with a black woman.
You damn right.
So what I'm saying is, if that's what is required to get that feeling, then that's your preference, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
So have you ever dated a white woman, twin?
No, hell no. It all boils down to what I just said. It's about
twin, hold on. Why you put that hell on there like that, twin?
I'm a black man. There is no way in hell I can wake up to a white woman and feel comfortable with myself.
Period.
You all know what? I was so aggravated. Do you all see? I'm really telling my age now. You all might be young. You all remember FUBU, the clothing line FUBU?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw a commercial.
Us by us.
Damon John.
Yes. And he used to be so black, so pro-black when he was coming out with his clothing line FUBU. But he did a commercial and the lady was his wife about these air fresheners. And I said, oh, look at him. He came on up and forgot about FUBU.
But you know what?
He went back to Igloo.
But
I ain't gonna say he forgot. He just progressed.
Is that what it was? So what I'm thinking is that because he progressed, he chose to go in another cultural scene.
No, just the direction that he chose. It doesn't matter what you think. It's all about what he thinks.
And I see what he thought because he did what he did.
That's just like MJ.
That's how you feel about it. But obviously, it really don't matter to him because that's what he chose to do.
That's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, he was married to a black woman for years. But then once she got that check up out of him, Michael Jordan switched sides with the culture.
And he said you could teach a monkey how to do a trick before he go back to any black woman. And that's when my grandchildren can't even mention that name to me about buying no Jordans. Who what?
But I got an example too. Tiger Woods. Look at Tiger, right? Oh, he thought he was Tiger. To me, Tiger Woods is a black man that think he white. He want to be accepted by the white culture. So he married this white woman, but look at the embarrassment she brought to him. It was only after that embarrassment that was brought to him that he started to kind of, represent what blacks felt he should or speak on certain things. But when everything was hunky-dory with him and his old lady, he didn't care about us. That's just like O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson said he ain't black.
I know
he
OJ
said, I ain't black, I'm OJ.
That's white. He don't even want to see a white Bronco.
He don't even want a white ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
What they try to do to OJ, but OJ said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." He wouldn't speak for the black culture. But then when he was on trial,
Who
it was
did he
the
get?
black culture that supported him. So this topic doesn't necessarily have to be just going outside. It can be people, wanting the support of the culture that initially never represented the culture.
Correct.
He went in, look, it was the black lawyer that got OJ off. It wasn't the Kardashian lawyer that did it. It was the black man.
There you go.
It's nothing the world fears more than an intelligent black man.
African American. There you go. Oh, yeah.
They fear an African American, a black man that's intelligent, that has knowledge and wisdom, way more than one with a gun. Now, I'm sure they're scared when the man got a gun. Anybody, I don't care what color, but intelligent black men and women, we're feared. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why. Even when you go back to slavery times, where the slave owners were sleeping with black women and then getting them pregnant and then sending off the husband. It's just so deeply rooted between blacks and whites that I could never look at a white woman, and say, like, I love you, I'm in love with you, without seeing flashbacks of those things that happened. Though they may totally be different. They didn't do it. It wasn't them. But you go back far enough, I'm sure you can find it in their culture. So with that being said, my guy,
Answer got his hand up.
Answer, was your hand up, or did it ever take it down?
He just put it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to put it up because I wanted to say that.
Come on.
When it all boils down to it, I've said this before and I'll say it again. There is no way that a black man can wake up to a white woman and have 100% confidence that she know what it's like for him to be a black man. See, a black woman, I know when I wake up to her, she has an idea of what it's like just to be black. You know what I mean? And a white woman has absolutely no way in hell that they could even imagine what it's like being black. So no, I can never be committed to a white woman.
I mirror that sentiment, twin. I'm with you, man. I can't do it. It's just something about the way she feel. I feel for a black woman. My guy Bobby Womack say that's the way I feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that connection, man. It's that connection. It's that smell. It's that smell. Black women smell so good in that hair, right? Especially, I ain't talking about the one that wear them plastic wigs. I ain't with that. I don't want to keep them plastic wigs from Ryan Lil Bo Peep. I don't want that. I want that natural. You got that natural hair. Listen, we rocking and rolling. So with that being said, that's my time, and it's time for lights, for cameras, for action. Lights, camera, action. It's my guy, Action Jackson. Come on in, man, and light the show up. Let's go.
What's going on? Hope I can follow your smoke. You know what I'm saying? Good night to the kings and queens tonight. So my question is, right, how do you feel when successful black men seek out other culture, right, to help boost their status, like Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods? Do you think it's because status is the reason why they seek these other race out?
Ask it one more time, Action.
Do you think when successful black men date outside their culture to boost their status in their career, like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, a lot of professional athletes, you end up seeing them, they go to the other side when they make it big. But when they were average, they didn't date outside their culture. Some action, how do you?
Dr. Fab, the fabulous one, has her hand raised. Let's go, Doc.
Well, of course, they do that because they feel like they have an arm piece. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, their parents or their mom has to feel some kind of way, because if you got a Black mother and then you feel that to demean a Black woman or a Black queen, to say that I'm talking about Michael Jordan, and this was quoted about, I guess he got the divorce from the Black wife. That's fine, but because you divorce one, that don't mean all are the same. And so when he made the statement about you can teach a monkey a trick, and before he date another Black woman or be involved with a Black woman, he would purchase a monkey first. I just lost all everything for him. But one person I will say, and I appreciate him and his culture, that's none other than the actor, the one, the only. Every lady on here know who I'm talking about, right? Come on.
Who you talking, Doc?
I'm assuming Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel.
Okay, Denzel
Yeah.
say, I like a sister. I like the hips. I like the thick lips. So, I say, come on, Denzel. Then I'm going to come on back to Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade say, hey, I've done Black all my life, and it ain't nothing like a chocolate stove sister. You hear what I say? So I can appreciate the culture of the Black king with the Black queens and everything. And I feel like sometimes when they have to put a different culture, or let me just go on and say it, an Anglo-Saxon on their arm for an arm piece, it's something within them that they miss. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna put my hand down now. Hey, Nikki, I hope that's the Nikki I think.
Also,
you breaking up, actually.
But Dr. Fab, it could also be self-esteem issue as well. It could also be self-esteem issue within himself.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Right? He won't feel accepted because it's kind of
from within him. Y'all call on Nikki. Is that my Nikki? Nikki?
Go ahead, Nikki.
I don't know which Nikki you're talking about.
I'm talking about
I know there's a couple of us.
The Nikki that went to the masquerade ball. Is this the
Nikki?
Yes,
that's me. I'm here.
Nikki. What happened to your beautiful picture you used to have up? You took it down.
I don't think.
Yeah, you used to have a picture up.
Oh.
You used to have a picture up.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Zoom's not wanting to cooperate at this moment.
Okay. I got you. Well, anyway, channel your answer, your question to her. Action.
Yeah. So, Nikki, this question for you, right? As a Black woman or Black queen, how, do you feel less of a woman when you see these successful men date outside the race and not decide to share their wealth with a Black queen?
No, I don't feel like that. I did when I was living in I was born and raised in DC, and at the time that's all I was seeing was the Black men would go for the Caucasian women or someone lighter skinned. I didn't date at all in high school. So when it was time for me to decide where I wanted to go to college, I was like, I've got to get out of here. I got to leave the state, because DC at the time was all the Black men went for the white women. So when I came down south, it was totally a different avenue.
Different culture.
The culture, yes, most definitely. And going to an HBCU, definitely, I felt good, and I felt like I was around my peoples.
What HBCU did you go to, Nikki?
A Spelman.
Well, girl, I was right around the corner. I was at Clark.
Oh, okay,
Home of the Panther. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay.
Yes, I'm in the middle of helping coordinate for our 30th class reunion coming up in May.
All right. You probably knew my roommate, Winneka. What was Winneka's last name? Because she went to Spelman for some classes. I'm trying to think. What was Winneka's last? And Cynthia Boone?
No, those names don't sound familiar to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. But they was over there on the yard. Everybody was on the yard. Look at old Payne bringing it home.
Payne County over here.
I see
Augusta,
Payne.
Georgia. Hey, I got accepted to Payne College. I ain't go.
This question, I got DFG. I'm calling you for this question, right? So back in the days, right, when I was younger, they say a lot of black men dated outside their race, other culture because of sex. Is that a true statement back in your days,
breaking up real
DFG?
bad, Jackson?
You still?
We can't even hear you.
I said when I was a youngster, right? They said the reason why a lot of black men. I said back in the days, right? One of my early teens, they said the reason why a lot of black men date outside their race was because sexual pleasure, things black women were doing in the bed. So I'm calling DFG because he's probably the age range when it was more popular in his time. So I'm asking was it a true statement or not. You get what I'm saying? Are you following the question?
He might didn't hear you.
I can only say yes and no. It was somewhat true. A lot of times we looked at things different because I'm Gen X, so a lot of stuff that was happening we were growing into the 80s. So you had, I mean, I was told that I look like I date Caucasian women because I went to I was told I was told I'm good looking, I'm articulate, I'm well educated, and I have a bit of money in my pocket. And all those guys go for the Alabaster Annies.
Oh, okay.
And so you fit the description.
So needless to say, in high school I tried for 2 weeks. I'm not gonna sit up here and I ain't gonna hold you. With 2 weeks, New York City's a little different because there's a lot of cultures, and Queens is the most diverse borough county in the country. You got like 80 countries represented in a 200 square mile area. So you can imagine there was a lot of that going around. My school, there was only my middle school, we had 900 people and only 30 black folks. So that should tell you. And so yeah, it, like I said, it's yes and no, and it all depends on where you were. In the South, when I was in college in South Carolina, that was rare. It was a rarity, but in the North, it was more accepted and more ready. Anson's got something.
Go ahead, Anson.
Yeah, on that note, I can't speak for the older generation, but I can damn sure speak for myself. The one time that I almost crossed that line, it was just that back to that feeling. Like I just felt
almost
wrong. Right. It just felt wrong for me to even want that. You know what I mean?
And
the
so
whole scenario.
ain't look, my ain't bunch wasn't having that. My ain't bunch wasn't having it. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't having it, which is the whole point of what I'm saying now. It's like that whole feeling, fellas, y'all know what it's like when you with a woman, you know it's about to go down, you know it can go down, and it all boils down to you making it happen or not, right? So all I know is when that whole time while that situation was going down, I just felt like no, 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 no. Just enjoy yourself, have a good time, but not too much.
You scared you're gonna get them charges? Because I damn sure was scared. I was like, I get this woman and she get mad, man. It's the history.
Right.
It's the history of them crying wolf, right?
And that might have been why I felt the way I felt because of that reason. I'm pretty sure that book that was part of it too, but that's why I said it's the overall feeling. Overall, I just felt like it's wrong. It's wrong for me as a black man to even consider really being with a white woman. Just ethically speaking, it doesn't feel right. That's why I said it all boils down to the feeling. How you feel. People always want to try to make excuses for why certain things happen when it's something that's outside of their control. People do what they want to do.
That's true.
You speaking facts then, twin. That's you said something real then. people do exactly what they want to do. And the two Caucasian ladies that I dated when I was like 19, I was so scared to go there with them. And that shouldn't have been
When
the
you
feeling.
say scared, you talking about being sexually active with them?
Yeah, I was scared to go there with them, you know, because they cry wolf and they cry rape when they get mad or don't get their way. And I kept thinking about like Emmett Till, you know what I'm saying? Like I kept thinking
You
about
being drugged down that highway on
yeah,
that asphalt.
yeah, I kept thinking about that, right? And I never have had that feeling with a black woman. I've never been afraid, right, to make my move on a sister because I know when she give
So
me that
you said, in
okay,
other words,
you
with a
breaking.
black woman. I say you
We didn't
feel
hear,
safe with
but the only thing we heard was
a
black
black woman.
woman.
I say you feel.
Yeah,
I say you feel safe with a black.
I feel safe. I feel a sense of security when I'm with a black woman. Just like my goal is to make a black woman feel safe when she's with me. Um, that black woman has that same goal that she wants me to feel safe in her presence. You know, that she wants me to know that they got my back as well. You know, it's not just all about me doing something or being a certain way. It's them as well. Like, hey, you safe with me. Like I could be your safe place. And I feel like when you find that love, this is to your first question, action, no matter how much money I have or how much money I obtain in this lifetime, I ain't switching sides culturally. Because I don't feel like
That's good to know.
if I'm down, my sister, my black queen gonna hold me. She gonna hold me while I'm down, right? You know, but it's easy for that Caucasian woman to get with Michael Jordan. He's already Michael Jordan, right? He's already established. He's already a billionaire. So of course it's his preference to change because we don't know what he went through or you know what his feelings were pertaining to his wife that would cause him to publicly make that statement about buying a monkey. So he may have went through some traumatic events in order to come to that conclusion. But the same thing that happened with his black woman can definitely happen with the white woman. I just trust my sisters more. For me, so no matter the status, I think those guys, they start out with their high school sweethearts, and then they get the feeling like, you know, oh, I've arrived, right? When people feel like they arrived, they feel like they can do something that they probably wanted to do, you know, from the beginning, from Jump Street. Probably already wanted to put a white woman on their arm, you know, or a woman of a different flavor on their arm. But now you got the status, so it's cool, it's more accepted when you have that status. The man working at Krispy Kreme, you know, black man working at Krispy Kreme, he's not gonna feel the same about putting a white woman on his arm. He's gonna be looked at like, really? It's just like when black women see black men with them jello bowl shaped white women, them ball eggs, and they be like, you can do no better than that. You left from over here to go with that.
And you know, you're absolutely correct because when I see someone, now you know, everybody like who they like. God got somebody for everyone.
Right, I don't want no
But
ball egg though.
but
Social media
my
got a
whole
hand raised.
thing is if you already crossing over on the racial standards, why go get something that look like it's just straight trailer park trash? I have seen some of the most handsome African American men scrolling along, singing a song with that not so female. And I'm saying to myself, wow. But guess what? Whenever you see an Anglo-Saxon man and he has a black woman, oh, that black woman gonna be so doggone bad. Oh, I said, now that's the difference between men and women. But okay, social media, you got your hand raised. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, well, it's not even just really just stick with your own race. What I have come across, a lot of black men, I mean, they date outside their race. So it really doesn't matter. A lot of them like different cultures. A lot of them don't want to just stay with their race. That's what I've seen. So I feel like it's kind of vice versa. But the men I come across, they said they like Hispanics, they like white girls, they like this, they like that, everything but their own race. And I don't know why.
So do you think social media, Diva, like black men treat other race better than black women when they're dating?
I mean, could be. It depends. Yeah. It just depends on the man, yeah, because every man is different.
Have you dated outside your culture?
No.
She said she liked Chico DeBarge. That's what she said.
That's it. Chico, Spanish, yeah, and blacks. That's it. No, I've never dated a white person. Nope, never dated an Indian person. Hispanic, if they were Hispanic, I didn't know. Thought they were black.
Listen at that foolishness. Listen at that foolishness.
She full of.
I'm just look. Hey, you got. She on here capped. She on here capped up. She capped up.
We don't know.
Hold on. What you say? Action.
I said, Anson got his hand up. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, twin. Come on in.
What I have to say to that is, each individual person, you are nothing more than the sum of your experiences, right? So whatever dictates your decision making in anything that you do in life, it's all based on what you've been through. So if an individual decides they want to date outside their race, I'm naturally thinking, like I always do, why? You know, anytime something happened, I watch the news, this man killed 3 people with a vehicular homicide. Why? What caused that to happen? So same thing goes with anybody's decision. If you choose to date a white woman, why? You know what I mean? So all we can do is speculate. And at the end of the day, it really don't damn matter because that's what they want to do. So regardless of however we feel about whatever someone else does with their relationship status, that has no bearings on ours. So we can't look at someone else's decision making and judge them based off of what we would do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we wouldn't date someone that's white because we know what slavery was. At least I do. That's the main reason, which is why I said I just don't feel comfortable trying to be with a white woman or lay with a white woman like that. You know what I mean? So at the same note, if a dude decides he wants to be with a white woman, I'm asking myself, well, damn, why wouldn't he want a black woman? You know, that's where my mind first goes, but it don't even have to be about that. He might just feel comfortable with that white girl. If that's his case, more power to him. But no, trying to find reasons for why he did or she did it, that's really pointless. The fact is they did it anyway. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Anson. Hello, Bruce. How are you?
Fine.
Can
How's
you hear
everybody
me?
doing? Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Welcome, welcome.
Bruce, why you look like you in the police interview room?
Say what? I look like I'm in a police interview room.
The police interview room, how they be sitting back, how they interview the people. They don't want that they in protected custody. They don't want their identity to be shown. You look like you don't got their ID check.
Oh, well,
you know. Voice.
Bruce, you found us on Facebook.
I was just messing with you, Bruce. Welcome to the show, brother.
Right,
welcome. And don't let this be your last time now.
He under witness protection.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm under witness protection. I'm hiding from the white man.
Let me ask you, are you the individual just asked how to get on?
Ma'am?
Are you the individual that just asked in text message how to get on?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome again. Okay. So the conversation tonight is about why men and women are starting to date or go to a different culture for relationships. So what's your take on that, Bruce?
Well, I can't answer why, but I think it's just more prevalent. We see more of it. I grew up in New York, and New York City, born and raised, and people were dating outside of their race ever since I've known them in New York. They just weren't probably. They just probably you didn't see a lot of people dating straight white people, but that's based on culture, not color. But people dating outside their race, all the time. It depends on from what I do for a living now. It depends on where you grow up. If you grow up in an environment where you're not privy to black women and all you see is white women, you're gonna do white women. My son, we grew up separate. I raised him separate. When I took him to school, all the little black girls were mean to him. All of them piled up with me. All the little white, all of them were nice. And he was like, Daddy, why are they mean? Why are they nice? So sometimes situations for kids, they're not looking at color when they're younger. They're looking at who's nice and who's not.
That's true.
As adults, I think it's a different process. But for my son, it's like all the black girls are mean. Everybody is, and that's it. Everybody's nice. Then he had some crazy ones and craziness, and I saw it when I dropped him off, and I was like, well, I don't blame you. I'm not gonna try to talk to anybody that's mean. So I think we see more of it now. It's always been here. It's always been prevalent, and then social media puts it in your face. And you look at commercials. It's white man, black woman, white woman, black man. The last time I seen black on black was a Ford commercial, a car commercial. They're showing it and making it okay for people to be okay with experimenting. It could be a whole bunch of reasons. We can get into a whole bunch of stuff. But my premise is it doesn't matter to me. Date who you want. That's more black women for me.
You said something then, man, like about how people were treated as children. So I think a lot of things stems from the earlier years based on how you were treated. Like the community I grew up in, it was only one white family. When I was in elementary school, it was a brother and a sister. So it was two white people at my elementary school. By the time I got to middle school, it may have been, 30 throughout the middle school. And then in high school, you may have had 80, but
right.
I grew up around people that look like me. So I naturally relate to those that look like me. So you made an awesome point then, Bruce. I thank you for getting out that interview room. And so we can see you, man, and hear your voice.
Make sure I was safe. I didn't know who was out there.
Yeah.
I owed some money. I had to make sure I was safe before I came into the light.
Hey.
Let me say this. We got
DFG.
GFG is from New York also. So Bruce, DFG Bruce. Welcome.
Hello, fam.
All right. So
now I live in St. Louis now. I reside and work in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh,
what part of New York?
I grew up in Harlem, 154th 8th Avenue, born and raised.
My grandmother used to live in Harlem River too.
Okay, I know Harlem River Drive. I know it well.
151st.
100 and what, bro?
That singular building. I was just up there last couple of weeks ago for my aunt's funeral at that Catholic church around the corner.
It's changed. Oh, you talking about?
But yeah, no. Trust me, it's changed a whole lot. Across the street from my grandmother's building was burnt out. All the buildings was burnt out when I was growing up.
Yeah, it's changed.
You went to Kennedy?
No. I grew up Ward Estate, so I went. They sent us to St. Agnes Homeless School for Boys. I went to a
I know about St. Agnes.
Yeah.
New York in the house.
Well, you know what, Bruce? You just touched my heartstring. You say you were a ward of the state. Both of your parents was deceased?
Oh, well, I don't know if my dad was. You know how that is. But I know my mom, she passed. Let me see. She left us when I was 8. She died when I was 12. So my dad, he could be,
Okay. Oh, Bruce, we got to come on. You know what? We got to do a segment about that. I thank you so much, Bruce, for coming on, finding us on Facebook and coming on and share. I like that. Oh, you done made my little heartstring.
Well, they cash at me. My rent due.
Ooh, yeah. Come on,
that,
Bruce.
Bruce.
You from New York?
Yes, he did.
I know that's a hustle. That's a hustle. Sound
Yeah.
like TFG. Okay. All right, y'all. Guess
What's the date? The date is what's the date? The
The
14th.
14th.
Oh, your rent is late, brother. You know
Come on, they got
I'm
to the
late.
15th.
I got
We got
one more
day.
day.
You got one more day. Boy, look
We got
at
one more
wherever
day.
you
It's
at,
only
you better
Thursday.
stay.
I got
'Cause
one
in Georgia,
candle
but you ain't got
burning.
about 2
Y'all
days.
got me in the light. I'm using my neighbor's electricity because I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay, Bruce. I got you. I got you. Listen, Bruce, 14 days from today, guess what? That will
What?
be my birthday, honey, the 28th of March. So
Where
you
the
late,
party at?
look, you late on your rent, but don't forget my gift on the 28th. Come back and join us on that Thursday. Okay?
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I hustle up on some rent by then.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Hey,
All right. Well, guess what, y'all? It is now 10 p.m. Boy, time flies when you're having fun. You got here right in the nick of time, Bruce, for us to get you that. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to tell and ask Dr. Feelgood, Lil Bo Pete, and Action J and social media to say a quick little word. And guess what? We're going to get out of this piece, y'all. Go ahead, DFG.
Y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for being here. See you next week this time. And maybe I'll even bust another rhyme. Back to you, Dr. Fab.
All right, going on now. Come on, Action J.
Well, good night, everyone. It's a great show. As DFG say, don't get caught on the Golden Gates. So I guess have the cameras ready for me on the Golden Gates. Passing to Bo P.
Okay, little Bo Pete, come on.
thank you all for joining us tonight. God is amazing, and so are you. I just want to tell you, keep laughing, keep living, keep loving, and follow my smoke and follow my praise. Tune in next week, same time, same place, 8:30 p.m. Thursday night for Tantalizing Talk.
All right, social media Deville.
Yep. Last but not least, I want to thank everybody for coming on and tuning in. Please catch us 8:30 every week. Join part of the family. I want to thank Bruce and all my pretty ladies on the panel, especially Miss Cornbread Fred and Jade. Shout out, shout out. See y'all next week.
All right. Well, this is yours truly, Dr. Fabulous. Don't forget March 28th. Once again, don't forget March 28th. That is my B day. And we will be celebrating in the MIA. Yes, that's the 305 Miami from March 28th through the 31st. And we're going to have a real good time. So, Bruce, you better come on and scrap up some coins and come on down to the 305 now, Bruce. I can put you on a
Never been
corner
to the
down there.
305.
You hear
Never.
me?
Yes, ma'am. My kids live in Tampa. They just moved here a year ago.
Oh, okay then.
Never
Well, I
been to
want to
the
say to each and every one of you, thank you so much for coming on. And until next week, Thursday, guess what, y'all? Smooches and good night.
All right,
Good
good
night,
night,
Doc.
everybody.
Good night to everyone.
Good night, everyone.